What's up, guys? So I was actually thinking about this situation that often happened when I was in college, and basically the situation is my teammates would lose right before my match. So I'd be warming up, doing my normal thing, and my teammate, who's a 197 pounder, regardless of which one it was, they'd wrestle a tough match, and maybe they'd come up short. And the reason I bring this up is because I know from personal experience that this can cause a lot of stress for the guy who is about to wrestle. So your teammate loses, and then it's up to you to kind of finish on top, create that good energy for the team, whether it's winning the duel for the team or whether it's getting your team back on track to get the win if you're not, the heavyweight at the very end. But this happened to me a ton. It used to stress me out, but there were a couple things that I did to make sure that it wasn't super stressful. But I think the advice really applies for, anyone who is a wrestler. I don't know if this can apply to many other sports. Maybe. But for anyone who's a wrestler, what I would always do is just be like, it's out of my control. That's it. It's out of my control. Win or lose, it's out of my control. If the team's winning or the team's losing and it comes down to me, I'm going to do my best, but it's out of my control. If I can't get this major, this tech fall, it's out of my control. So, of course, I'm going to push really, really hard and try to come back after my teammate had lost. And I'm going to try to score those bonus points, but sometimes it just doesn't happen. And that's totally fine. It doesn't always have to happen. You don't always have to be the hero for your team. And again, yeah, maybe your teammate gets upset. Maybe your teammate's the #1 kid in the country at his weight class, and he's wrestling before you, and everyone thinks he's going to win the match. But crap happens and upsets occur. So let's say that upset occurs, you're over there warmed up, and you're like, oh crap, he just lost. This is wild. And now it's on you. You have to bring the crowd up. You have to bring the team up. You're basically the catalyst for what comes next. Or so that's like what you think. But realistically, it doesn't matter. You kind of have to ignore the results of your teammates. At the national tournament, every year I went, we always had like 9 or 10 guys go, but not 9 or 10 won the national title. So you have to have the ability to bounce back from your teammates' losses also. And this is something people don't think about. And you have to have the ability to say to yourself, this is out of my control. This is out of your control. And it's very true. And I think everyone should try this. I started doing that because it kind of happened a lot. One of my teammates would get folded right before me. And I'd be like, well, oh well. I was actually have a story, and Trevor won't mind me talking about this, but me and Trevor were both in the national semifinals. Trevor at 97, me at heavyweight, and Trevor was over on the other mat across, and I was warming up for my match, and then Trevor gets pinned in the semifinals, and I literally had to wrestle. He literally got pinned, and then I had to get on the mat, and so I was like, oh well, who cares, oh well. I can't control that, only thing I can control is that I go out here and I wrestle my hardest, and I try to win my match, because that's the only thing I can do. I can try to win my match. I can't win the match that he just lost, So just don't stress yourself out. If your teammate loses, oh well, move on. Focus on you. Don't focus on the other matches if you can, and this is an option. Just don't watch the matches that come before you. Obviously you're probably going to know the result, but it can kind of build up unnecessary anxiety and stress. I dealt with it pretty well, but some people can't. That's it, guys. Only control what you can control. Focus on what you control. What you can't control, it is what it is. Brandon Reed, out.